Hey, welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla semi advocate, and I did something somewhat unprecedented. I flew the drone at the Tesla high volume semi factory construction site 2 days in a row. And the reason I did it is twofold: bridge cranes. I had received some intel that an interesting delivery, significant delivery, would be happening today. I wasn't That information didn't contain exactly what was being delivered, but here we go. These 50 metric ton bridge cranes, two of them were delivered on August 19th. And I actually hung around for several hours to see how on earth they were going to unload these and get them into the factory. Now, clearly, it would seem to me that one of them will definitely be going into the stamping building, section G, the tallest section of the factory. I'm not so sure that both will go there, but perhaps if we were to take the time and look back at when they were installing building the frame of the factory, the infrastructure or the structure of the factory, you could see where they had built bigger and heavier footings, deeper and wider bases to the footings, and those might inform us. I always thought that was clear, that would tell us, if we knew enough, or in retrospect, where bridge cranes and other heavy equipment would be placed. One thing I can tell you is it won't be section A. The far northwest corner had the smallest columns, and in any event, so there's more to see than just the bridge cranes. But I can tell you that the bridge cranes are 80% or more of the coverage. We do end up taking a circumnavigation and noticing a couple of interesting things, but by far the most significant thing that happened today was the delivery of these huge bridge cranes, and they are pulchritudinous. And if you don't know what that means, it means they possess physical beauty. And that's only a weird sort of assembly, construction, heavy equipment geek could agree that these things are beautiful. It doesn't hurt that they're painted in bright Tesla red with the Tesla branding on it. Speaking of which, I probably should hold this for later, but maybe I'll remember to mention it. The roof is complete. All of the chiller or AC units have been placed, air handlers, whichever you call it. A crane operator I know said they call them chillers. But in any event, if you'll see the roof, it's complete, and the only thing left is the addition of the semi if you're facing south to north, or iWest if you're facing north to south, branding that they were going to put on, that the rendering shows. Anyway, once again, you're going to get more bridge crane, bridge crane, bridge crane, bridge crane. There's three things that that this drone flight covers, and they're all bridge crane. Reminds me of a silly joke. Okay, I brought it up. There's three things that guinea pigs think about: food, food, and food. So I am stealing that joke and say that there's three things that I'm interested in seeing in today's drone flight, and that is bridge cranes, bridge cranes, bridge cranes. They do have that crawler, but these things are huge. It's almost like I had speculated once that they would put the bridge cranes in before they built the walls around the section G, and if I knew when they were going to unload these things, I would fly again, even if it was the next day. And I will see if any of my sources can give me a heads up of when they're actually going to unload these. I imagine these heavy haul trucks are anxious to be on their way doing something else. Here's a nice look around, and the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center is booming. It's booming with all manner of factories and warehousing and AI data centers. And more on that later. I am expanding my coverage, as many of you know, and I have another large AI data center site with the largest crane in the state of Nevada on site, and I'll be capturing that in the next couple days. This is either the winch or both or two winches for the bridge cranes. This is the part that lifts heavy objects up and down, and the other part of the bridge crane functionality is the ability to travel along channels up and down the building. Ostensibly used for many different things, but in at least one case to move and exchange dies on the stamping machines. This is number two. The number two interesting thing about this video is this is the semi bobtail test track that's shown in the rendering. And what's interesting is they're building up a ramp. So they're going to jump semis from this ramp all the way over to the prototype production line for final what's that term? End of line. Yeah, the end of line is going to be a couple buildings over, so they're going to save time, first principles, and they're going to jump them. Not. But anyway, they did build that for a reason, and they are going to drive semis up that ramp and then back them down. I don't know why, but that's all part of the plan. On the right there is some orange wrapped equipment that was delivered from Giga, Texas. And by the way, regarding bridge cranes, when the bridge cranes were brought in, and the first time I even knew about bridge cranes was watching Joe Tegmeyer's drone coverage of Giga, Texas. And that's when I first saw these bright red bridge cranes. And if only I had some recollection of how they got those in, and maybe Joe Tegmeyer, a friend of the channel, who has informed us when the stamping presses that were stored for over a year and other equipment was left Texas, we were on guard or on the lookout for them to show up here. Maybe he can tell us how the bridge cranes were brought in and if those were 50-ton bridge cranes. I seem to recall they were a little bit smaller. Anyway, the third and most significant thing is the Manitowoc crane has been disassembled and taken off site, and the quite an operation for Bragg, who owns this crane and has repainted it into their colors. How much effort it is. Look at that those two semis are hauling a mere fraction of the entire crawler MLC 300 crane that was on site, and I don't think it'll be coming back. I will tell you this, I think it'll have plenty to do I don't believe it'll be leaving the area, or at least if it is, probably to be replaced by another crane, because construction around here is booming. My only concern is for traffic on I-80 between Sparks, Reno, and the Trick off of USA Parkway. Traffic in the morning and in the afternoon is horrendous, and it's only going to get worse. So Elon, please send a boring solution. I believe that you could pick a location in Sparks, and I'm going to check on Google Maps, and probably a 15-mile tunnel from some open space that turns into a transportation hub where people can park and get a boring tunnel ride to this area, and it would serve Tesla and all the other companies that are booming in this area. One thing about the server farms, the AI and cloud server farms, is they don't add a whole lot of people. So now we've completed a circumnavigation, and you can see they're working on grading the Tesla, the semi racetrack, test track, and launch pad. And I expect that now that the crane is left, that they'll, well, maybe they'll leave that dirt open. Maybe there is one more use for a crane. Maybe not that big, but that northeast corner, and there's another location where that grid is, and it is going to be, something still is to be placed there, and I don't know what it is. My guess, the top left corner up there, which would be section D and section E, both don't have skylights, and my speculation is that that would be the paint shop. At this point in time, we can start playing around with how the assembly line or lines are going to flow. And I only have two wishes as a Tesla Semi advocate. Well, I could come up with more, but my highest two wishes are: one, a ride in a Tesla Semi, and two, a tour of the inside from Dan Priestley or another representative, so that I and the viewers can see the progress from the inside. So if anyone can make that happen, it would be awesome. I got all the time in the world now that I'm retired. So I've come back to see if they've done anything in terms of prepping to unload these pulchritudinous bridge cranes, and I don't see anything. I think all told, I spent about 2.5 hours at the site with a break in between to see if I could catch them unloading it. I was actually worried that they would unload it before I got here, so that was fortunate. Again, if I get any intel as to, they might be doing it right as I'm recording this video and doing the voiceover. They're likely unloading it right now, but I need a little bit of more guidance in order to make sense to go back over there and fly the drone. I would like to thank my esteemed viewers for sticking with me on this 14-minute bridge crane Lollapalooza, and hope to see you soon, and I'll keep them coming. Thank you.